there's the X's and O's that a coach is responsible for, but there's a lot of things that go into really smart, good, fun basketball. And he's very intentional and cares about all different pieces. Like he sees how the whole thing fits together, and I've always appreciated that. I think he's a partner for us in a lot of ways, right? Like we're all connected in all the different spaces. And so to have a partner who cares about all that and is super intentional with that matters to us. But I think from a player standpoint, what I always appreciated when I played for him was like the NBA, there's only a few people in the NBA who are creating new things. The NBA is a copycat league. Someone does something really good and then everyone else tries to copy that. There's only a few people who create new things. And Quinn is one of the people that creates new things. And one of the things that we want to be with the Hawks are people who are doing new things. We're innovative, we're forward thinking, trying to see the same thing from a different lens or through a different door, a different window. And so to add another person who does that, I think it's fun as a player when you get a new thought and not just do it again and do it harder, right? Like it's a long season, and if all you get is do it harder, do it with more force, it's just like, yeah, all right. But have someone who can bring a new idea and kind of get some creative juices flowing, it's a big deal in the NBA. And so he feels it all, but also he's an artist in a lot of ways, and I think that's something that we all appreciate and appreciate partnering with.
This next one kind of dovetails. Could you all speak to how Quinn's system differs from other coaches?
I mean, how does the system differ? Well, one, he created the system. Like I said earlier, he didn't, it's just something that other people aren't running. We're running a lot of things this year that are kind of brand new to the NBA. If you watch where our center starts off on the court, he's not in the center of the floor. He's kind of off the elbow. They're starting different places. Like what he brings is just original in a lot of ways, and it's something that I think the players have really enjoyed. But I think there's a few teams that are really good at playing with the pass and playing with connection, playing with a lot of player movement, playing a style of play where every single time on the court a player feels like they matter. And there's going to be an opportunity for them to do something that's going to help our team score, whether it's a screen or a cut or a pass or a shot. When all the players, when you feel like you're going to have an opportunity to do something and not just wait for the ball, it helps you, it gets you more excited to play. And I think you're seeing that from our players. It's just like the level of energy is raising, and a lot of that's just because of the style of play that we're playing.
Yeah, there's a lot of principles behind it. It's not like there's set plays for sure, but really you want to pay attention to the first action. So, like Trae Young does a lot of pick and roll, which everyone's either going to love or not love, but frankly, he's really freaking good at it. So when he can come down, if you see him, just watch him. If he does this on his hip, it means there's a pick and roll coming. And the beauty of that is like it generates a first advantage, and then part of Quinn's system is after that initial action, there's principles that all align, where if the ball goes forward, there's certain elements that a player could then do from like an option B, C, and D. It's not set where if he just comes off, then automatically it's going to be this. There's reads and reacts that have to happen through it. So it's a system that has like some form to it, but also a lot of freedom as well. Because there's some guys that could just do things really, really well that we don't want to take that out because they're really good for us. And I think that's where, as Kyle's mentioned, the creativity that Quinn does have is really baked into the system. So I think that's really crucial to understand. Like there's a lot of form to it, but then there's a lot of freedom if you get the general principles correct.
The great business guru Tom Peters wrote a book years ago called In Pursuit of Excellence. And one of the things that he wrote about in that book was management by walking around. And I'll tell you guys, I've seen a lot of coaches in my time in broadcasting. I don't know that I've seen anyone at every practice touch everybody. Every player, every coach, every staff member. He is engaging like I have not seen, and it really is unique and powerful.
Yeah.